January the 9th, 2026. "8 p.m. Tehran time. Every major city in Iran. Millions hit the streets. The regime cuts the internet. 13 days, 51 dead, 2,000 arrested. Iran is burning." This is Military Corps, breaking down the uprising that could end 47 years of theocratic rule. December 28, 2025. Grand Bazaar, Tehran. Shopkeepers close their stores. Economic protest. Rising prices. Currency collapse. Nobody knew what was coming next. The Iranian rial hit 1.42 million against the dollar, down 56% in 6 months. Food prices up 72% year over year. Inflation at 42% officially, probably higher in reality. Power blackouts, water shortages, gas disruptions. President Pezeshkian apologized to the nation. Didn't help. "We revolt due to hunger." That's what protesters wrote on barriers in Shiraz. Security forces drove vehicles over them, crushing the signs, beating the people. Day 1 became day 2. Tehran became 17 provinces. Economic grievances became political demands. Death to the dictator, they chanted, not fix the economy. Death to Khamenei. Death to the Islamic Republic. By January 2nd, 7 people were dead, 44 arrested. The numbers would multiply fast. January 6th, something changed. Military Corps tracked the escalation. 800 foreign fighters crossed into Iran. Iraqi militias, Kataib Hezbollah, Harakat al-Nujaba, Badr organization. They entered through Shalamche, Chazabe, and Khosravi border crossings. Official cover story: religious pilgrimage to Imam Reza Shrine in Mashhad. Reality: combat deployment. The fighters gathered at a base in Avaz, then dispersed to protest hotspots, armed, trained. No personal connections to Iranian communities. Perfect for violent suppression. Why foreign militias? Iran expert Lisa Daftari explained, "The regime doesn't trust its own security forces to fire on unarmed civilians anymore." That's the crisis. Iranian police might defect. Revolutionary guards might refuse orders, so Tehran imported enforcers who won't hesitate. Who controls Iran now? A. Iranian police. B. Revolutionary guards. C. Foreign militias? Comment your answer. Military Corps wants to know. This tactic isn't new. 2009 Green Movement protests? Same allegations. Arabic-speaking forces on the streets. 2022 Masa Amini protests? Similar reports. Iraqi militia presence rumored but unconfirmed. This time it's confirmed. Multiple sources. Iran International, Fox News, independent verification. 800 to 850 fighters minimum, possibly more unreported. These aren't observers. They're combat veterans. Fought in Syria, Iraq, Yemen, experienced in urban warfare, street combat, crowd suppression. The message to Iranians: Your government will kill you using foreign mercenaries rather than reform. January 8th changed everything. Reza Pahlavi made the call. The exiled crown prince, son of the last Shah. He issued a simple message. Take to the streets at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Tehran time. Coordinated nationwide protest. Specific time. Maximum visibility. Show the regime how many Iranians want change. Pahlavi's influence was unclear before this moment. Associated Press called the protests broadly leaderless on January 8th morning. By 8 p.m. that night, his call was answered nationwide. Tehran erupted. Isfahan, Mashhad, Shiraz, Kermanshah, Yazd, Qazvin. Over 110 cities confirmed. Chants echoed, "This is the last battle. Pahlavi will return." That slogan is significant. Military corps needs you to understand. In Iran, expressing monarchist sentiments could historically bring a death sentence. Shouting, "Pahlavi will return," is revolutionary. It's not just anti-government. It's pro-alternative. It's saying, we want the Islamic Republic gone, and we want this specific replacement. Wait, just confirmed. Iran imposed total internet blackout at 8 p.m. nationwide. Internet gone. Landline phones cut. Mobile networks disabled. Total communications darkness. NetBlocks monitoring confirmed. Iran has now been offline for 12 hours in an attempt to suppress sweeping protests. The only account still posting? Supreme Leader Khamenei's official X account, state media, government channels, everyone else silenced. This is information warfare. Military corps breaks it down. If protesters can't communicate, they can't coordinate. If citizens can't film, the world can't see. If nobody can document, massacres can happen in darkness. Reza Pahlavi called it immediately. The regime has cut all lines of communication. It has shut down the internet. It has cut landlines. It may even attempt to jam satellite signals. He appealed directly to Trump. This is an urgent and immediate call for your attention, support, and action. They are facing not just bullets, but a total communications blackout. Trump's response came fast. Thursday night, Fox News interview with Sean Hannity. The brave people of Iran. They have been told very strongly that if they do that, they're going to have to pay hell. Translation: if Iran kills protesters, America might intervene. That threat matters. Military corps tracks Trump's credibility on this. 1 week ago, U.S. forces stormed Caracas, captured Venezuelan President Maduro, flew him to American custody within hours. Trump proved he'll do it. Regime change isn't rhetoric anymore. It's recent history. Khamenei addressed the nation Friday. First major speech since protests began. His message: defiance. And protesters are ruining their own streets to make the president of another country happy. He called Trump arrogant, with hands stained with the blood of Iranians. Then the threat. Khamenei said Trump will be overthrown like other arrogant leaders. Projection, denial, both. Quiz time for military corps viewers. How many people have been killed in these protests? A. 36, B. 51, C. 62, answer at the end. The casualty count depends on source. Iran Human Rights Organization reports 51 dead, including 9 children, as of Friday. Irana reports 62 total, 48 protesters, and 14 security forces. 9 children confirmed dead, under 18 years old, shot by security forces or militia fighters. The regime doesn't discriminate by age. Confirmed deaths across 11 provinces, hundreds wounded, 2,000 plus arrested, numbers rising hourly, but communication blackout makes verification impossible. Iranian state TV broke silence Friday morning. First official acknowledgement of protests. Their narrative? Terrorist agents of the US and Israel set fires. They showed burning buses, metro stations ablaze, banks torched, called it foreign-backed terrorism, blamed the MEK, People's Mujahideen Organization. One state TV journalist in Rasht stood before burning buildings. This looks like a war zone. All the shops have been destroyed. War zone. That's accurate description. Cities burning. Gunfire reported in multiple locations. Security forces using tear gas. Live ammunition confirmed in Zahedan, Kermanshah, and other cities. Friday prayers in Zahedan turned into protest march. Baluch, minority region, Sunni, majority city. They marched after prayers. Security forces opened fire, several wounded. Exact casualties unconfirmed due to internet blackout. Justified protest or foreign-backed terrorism? Comment J for justified uprising, T for terrorism. Military Corps tracks your opinion. Here's what Military Corps sees. This isn't just economic protest anymore. It's full political uprising. The slogans prove it. This year is the year of sacrifice. Sayyid Ali will be overthrown. Sayyid Ali knocks Ali Khamenei. Direct call for his removal. Death to Khamenei. Death to the Islamic Republic. Not reform, revolution. The Pahlavi will return. Not just end the regime, replace it with monarchy. Generation Z is leading this. Young Iranians who grew up under sanctions, who remember the 2022 Masa Amini protests, who watched Assad fall in Syria, Iran's major ally, gone. They see regime weakness, economic collapse, military setbacks, regional isolation. They sense vulnerability. The Grand Bazaar striking matters immensely. For centuries, that bazaar has been Iran's economic and political heart. When merchants close shops, regimes worry. It happened before the 1979 revolution. Bazaar strikes helped topple the Shah. Now it's happening again. History rhyming. Workers at Tehran's central fruit and vegetable market joined the strike. Distribution cycle stopped. That's food supply disruption. Economic pressure multiplied. University students joined. Shahid Beheshti. University release statement. This criminal system has taken our future hostage for 47 years. 47 years. Since 1979 Islamic Revolution, Entire generation born under this system saying it's criminal, demanding change. President Pezeshkian tried conciliation. The government simply does not have that capacity to solve this alone. Ordered investigation into one protest incident. Recognized the constitutional right of peaceful protest. But Pezeshkian doesn't control security forces. Supreme Leader Khamenei does. Revolutionary Guards report to Khamenei. Basij militia reports to Khamenei. Iraqi militias answer to Quds Force, which answers to Khamenei. Pezeshkian is irrelevant. The real power is Khamenei. And Khamenei ordered crackdown. Chief Justice Mohseni Ejai made regime position clear. If anyone comes into the streets for riots or to create insecurity, no excuse remains for them. They are now operating in line with the enemies of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Translation: protesters are traitors working for America and Israel. No mercy. Iran appointed new central bank governor. Abdul Nasser Hemati replaced Mohammad Reza Farzin. Economic crisis response, symbolic gesture. They also announced $7 monthly payment to citizens, $7 per month to offset inflation, when minimum needs cost $200 monthly, insultingly inadequate. Iranians know the math. Regime sends billions to Hezbollah, billions to Syrian Assad before he fell, billions to Iraqi militias, Yemeni Houthis, Palestinian Hamas. Meanwhile, Iranian citizens get $7 monthly and apologies for power blackouts. Answer to quiz. B and C are both correct, depending on source. Iran Human Rights says 51. Rani says 62. The real number is probably higher due to communication blackout and regime secrecy. 3 critical questions Military Corps puts to you. Will Trump actually intervene? Can Reza Pahlavi unite opposition? Is this Iran's 1979 moment? Let's analyze each. Trump intervention. Possible but complicated. Venezuela was one target. Maduro. Iran is 88 million people. Complex geography. Regional implications with Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan. Direct military intervention unlikely, but covert support, intelligence sharing, cyber operations, definitely possible. Trump's rhetoric creates protective umbrella for protesters, makes regime think twice before mass killings. Reza Pahlavi's leadership. His January 8th call proved he has some influence. Millions responded, but he's been in exile since 1979, 62 years old, lives in Washington, D.C., never governed. His father was overthrown for corruption, dictatorship, Western alignment. Does modern Iran want monarchy back? Or just use Pahlavi as symbol while planning different future? Is this 1979? Some parallels. Economic crisis, mass protests, bazaar strikes, religious versus secular tensions, international pressure. But major differences. 1979 had Khamenei as clear alternative leader, united opposition. This movement is fragmented, multiple factions, no clear unified vision. Also, 1979 revolutionaries fought monarchy and succeeded. This revolution fights Islamic Republic that knows how to suppress dissent. Revolutionary Guards were built for this purpose. The international context differs too. 1979, Cold War, limited information flow. Today, social media, satellite phones, global attention, harder to massacre in darkness even with internet blackout. Regional context matters. Assad fell in Syria, Hezbollah weakened in Lebanon, Hamas devastated in Gaza, Iran's axis of resistance crumbling, regime isolated. But that makes Tehran dangerous, cornered, desperate, might crack down even harder, use maximum force, risk international condemnation, calculate its survival or nothing. Military analysts say, watch the Revolutionary Guards. If they fracture, if commanders refuse orders, if units defect, then regime falls. Iraqi militias are insurance policy against that. Foreign fighters with no loyalty to Iranian people. They'll shoot anyone Khamenei orders them to shoot. Here's the tactical situation. Military corps assesses. Regime has tools, firepower, experience suppressing protests, foreign reinforcements, communication blackout. Protesters have numbers, motivation, international attention, possible Trump backing, economic pressure, regime legitimacy crisis. Who wins depends on duration. Can protesters sustain this for weeks, months? Can they survive violence and maintain momentum? Can regime maintain foreign militia support, keep Revolutionary Guards loyal, prevent economic complete collapse? This isn't decided, it's ongoing, dynamic, unpredictable. Some scenarios military corps considers. Scenario 1. Regime crushes protests, mass arrests, killings. Fear breaks the movement. Khamenei survives another crisis, but economy still broken. Sanctions still crushing. Problem postponed, not solved. Scenario 2. Protests escalate. Revolutionary Guards fracture. Key commanders defect. Regime unable to maintain control. Khamenei flees or captured. Transitional chaos. Who takes power? How? Civil war, risk high. Scenario 3. Stalemate. Protests continue. Violence continues. Neither side wins decisively. Iran becomes unstable, quasi-failed state. Perpetual low-intensity conflict. Scenario 4. External intervention. Trump orders strikes, cyber attacks, covert operations. U.S. supports opposition materially, changes calculation, accelerates regime collapse. But then what? Another Middle East power vacuum? None of these scenarios are guaranteed. History is being written in real time by millions of Iranians risking their lives in the streets. A 17-year-old protester named Reza died Monday, shot by security forces in Azna, Loristan province. He's just one of 51, one of 62, one of the uncounted. Children are dying. Students, workers, mothers, fathers. They're dying for a future without Khamenei, without Revolutionary Guards, without $7 monthly payments, while billions flow to foreign militias. They're dying because they believe change is possible, because they saw Assad fall, saw Maduro captured, saw dictators aren't invincible. Reza Pahlavi called for protests again Friday night, same time, 8 p.m., testing if Thursday was one-night phenomenon or sustained movement. Reports from Iran, fragmentary through the blackout, suggest large crowds again. Mashhad, Tehran, Isfahan, chanting echoing through darkness. If protests continue Saturday, Sunday, next week, the regime faces serious crisis because you can't keep internet off forever. Economy needs it. Government needs it. Military needs it. When communication restores, the world will see what happened in the darkness. Body counts, destroyed buildings, arrested protesters, evidence of foreign militia violence. That documentation becomes international pressure. UN investigations, sanctions, diplomatic isolation, makes regime weaker, makes next protest wave stronger. This is how revolutions succeed, not in one night, in sustained pressure, in refusal to go home, in willingness to face bullets and keep coming back. Real uprising, real violence, real stakes, that's what Military Corps covers. If you want unfiltered analysis of global conflicts and power struggles, you're in the right place. Subscribe to Military Corps, where military operations become breaking news. Drop your prediction. Does Khamenei survive this? Comment yes or no. January 9th, 2026. Somewhere in Tehran, protesters gather in darkness. No phones, no internet, no communication with outside world. They know the risks. They've seen the bodies. They know about Iraqi militias, about Revolutionary Guard violence, about torture in Evin prison. They gather anyway, because 47 years is enough, because $7 monthly payments are insulting, because their friends are dead and somebody has to answer for it. The chant begins, quiet at first, then louder. Death to the dictator. Iranian security forces listen. Iraqi militia fighters listen. Revolutionary Guards listen. And somewhere in Tehran, Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei listens too. This is his final test. Survive or fall. Crush or flee. 86 years old. In power since 1989. He's seen protests before. 2009, 2017, 2019, 2022. All suppressed. This one feels different. Because the axis is broken. Because Trump is watching. Because millions are chanting for a crown prince. History is moving. Iran is burning. The world is waiting. Military Corps. Real conflicts. Real consequences.